Retired four-star General David Petraeus commanded Allied military forces in Afghanistan midway through the war. Today, I spoke to him about where the Taliban takeover leaves us.
Certainly the outcome, I think, is catastrophic. It's also heartbreaking. It's tragic. And I do think there were alternative approaches, options that we, in fact, should have considered. But we are where we are now. And I think what's most important at this moment in time is to realize that there are many that we have so far left behind. And we must do everything we can with all the resources available to us to ensure that we meet the moral obligation to them.
Was there any version of the story that did not end with the Taliban back in charge?
Certainly there was. There was a sustained commitment that could have been pursued. I think that it was really the psychological effect of our announcement of the withdrawal, then the actual withdrawal, and then very significantly the withdrawal of the contractors that kept the U.S. provided helicopters and planes in the air and showed the Afghan soldiers on the ground that there would be someone coming to the rescue. And if soldiers on the ground don't think that that is coming, then they're going to do what we have seen Afghan soldiers do in the past week. And by the way, Afghan soldiers fought and died in huge numbers over the course of the past 2 decades. So the idea that they wouldn't fight for their country is something that I think is just not accurate.
What would you say to American soldiers and their families who risked their lives, who sacrificed their lives, who came back wounded from this war? What would you tell them right now as they watch all this play out?
That they should be quietly proud that when our country needed them in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, that they volunteered to step forward and serve our country at a time of war. I feel enormously privileged to have done that as well, and indeed to have led them in Afghanistan as well as in Iraq.
Are we facing the same Taliban that was running the country up until the U.S. invasion, or have they evolved into something different?
I think they have evolved in the sense that they are more conscious of their public relations campaign. But I think the actions on the ground seem to indicate that they are the same old Taliban, that they're an ultra-conservative, medieval, theocratic organization that seeks to establish an Islamist emirate. I am fairly confident al-Qaeda and the Islamic State will be able to reestablish sanctuaries, but we will, without question, keep an eye on that, disrupt it, degrade it, and ideally destroy it when that happens. But that's going to be vastly more difficult given the distance from which we'll have to operate.
So you see a military role in Afghanistan, but really more from looking at for our own strategic interests rather than stabilization.
I don't see how we would get involved in stabilization of a country run by the Taliban, Lester. I wonder whether we'll even reestablish an embassy anytime soon. So, no, I don't see a role other than to ensure that we can identify activities by al-Qaeda and also by the Islamic State affiliate in the Afghanistan-Pakistan region when they try to reestablish the kind of sanctuary that al-Qaeda had when they planned the 9/11 attacks in Afghanistan under Taliban control.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.